Why did you choose this life?
What life?
To be a great warrior.
I chose nothing. I was born, and this is what I am.
I knew they would come for you. Long before you were born. I knew they would come. They want you to fight in Troy. I'm making you another seashell necklace. Like the ones I used to make you when you were a boy. Do you remember?
Mother. Tonight I decide.
If you stay in Larissa, you will find peace. You will find a wonderful woman. You will have sons and daughters, and they will have children. And they will love you. And when you're gone, they will remember you. But when your children are dead, and their children after them, your name will be lost. If you go to Troy, glory will be yours. They will write stories about your victories for thousands of years. The world will remember your name. But if you go to Troy, no, you will never come home. For your glory walks hand in hand with your doom. And I shall never see you again.
Yet have I set my king upon my holy hill of Zion. I will declare the decree. The Lord hath said unto me, Thou art my son. This day have I begotten thee. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron. Thou shalt dash them in pieces, like a potter's vessel. Be wise now, therefore, O ye kings. Be instructed, ye judges of the earth. Serve the Lord with fear, and rejoice with trembling. Kiss the Son, lest he be angry, and ye perish from the way, when his wrath is kindled but a little. Blessed are all they that put their trust in him. And his father Isaac said unto him, Come near now, and kiss me, my son. And he came near, and kissed him. And he smelled the smell of his raiment, and blessed him, and said, See, the smell of my son is as the smell of a field which the Lord hath blessed. Therefore God give thee of the dew of heaven, and the fatness of the earth, and plenty of corn and wine. Let people serve thee, and nations bow down to thee. Be Lord over thy brethren, and let thy mother's sons bow down to thee. Cursed be every one that curseth thee, and blessed be he that blesseth thee. And it came to pass, as soon as Isaac had made an end of blessing Jacob, and Jacob was yet scarce gone out from the presence of Isaac his father, that Esau his brother came in from his hunting.
Shalom, all praises, glory, honor, and fear. Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Baharakakodash. Our power, our Savior. Power, beloved to the elect, health, peace, empowerment, courage, strength, and faith increase the Lord's elect, the house of David, the 144,000 men, and also the women and the children that are getting in order. And judgment to all the false anointeds, judgment to all the brethren, false brethren, that don't listen and obey our Lord. Now, our life that we're living is very supernatural, and you cannot have any idol in your heart. You cannot worship anything except the Lord. Now, when you worship the Lord, that's the Lord seeking to worship him. then you're gonna be able to fly and do things that other men can't, because they still have idols. So when you go in the story of Achan and Joshua, Achan had hid gold and silver and beautiful garments of Jericho in his tent, which Lord told him not to do, and that's why Israel couldn't stand before their enemies. And once that was found out in Israel, they were cut off from Israel, and then we were able to move forward. So the same thing is happening with us now, and it's very heavy. And like I said, I'm gonna say it again, this truth isn't just about doing videos. You know, it plays a big part, yes, but it's also about doing things when the camera's not on, which are very powerful, very meaningful, and following the Lord, following the Spirit, and not making your bed here in Babylon or wherever you may be in the world, because Lord, He's gathering the elect from the four corners of the earth. So this is what we see happening. So this is Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2 and verse 15. It says, "He is grievous unto us even to behold, for his life is not like other men's." See, our life is not like other men's. And you have that scene with Achilles and his mom was like, all right, well, if you stay here and you just, have children, you'll be a good dad, you have a good life, they'll love you, and then your grandchildren, they'll remember you. But then once you get to your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren, you'll be forgotten. That's not immortal. But if he were to go and fight that war, he would never die. He would conquer immortality. His name would live on. So this is the same thing that goes for us. It says, "For his life is not like other men's, his ways are of another fashion." You see that? Of another fashion. Now the Lord also said that the fashion of this world passeth away. So the fashion of this world, like you go into like fashion shows, they're all about the external, what they have on. You know what I'm saying? But the Lord is all about the inside and what you have inside of you. It says, "We are esteemed of him as counterfeits. He abstaineth from our ways as from filthiness. He pronounceth the end of the just to be blessed, and maketh his boast that God is his father." You see, so we're abstaining from the ways of the heathen. And what do the heathen do? They're always thinking about what they're going to eat, what they're going to put on, they're always thinking about resources and like calculating what they can do with what they have. Like, when you have faith, you have more than what you have. The little that you have is way more than what you really have. You see? Go ahead.
I brought this out the other day. It's Joel 2. Let me jump down to verse 12. It says, "Therefore also now, saith the Lord, turn ye even to me with all your heart, and with fasting, and with weeping, and with mourning, and rend your heart, and not your garments. And turn unto the Lord your God power, for he is gracious and merciful, slow to anger." So this is Joel 2 and verse 12. It says, "Therefore also now saith the Lord, turn ye even to me with all your heart, and with fasting, and with weeping, and with mourning." See, not just talking, actions. These are actions, right? Now verse 13 says, "And rend your heart, and not your garments, and turn unto the Lord your power, for he is gracious and merciful, slow to anger, and of great kindness, and repenteth him of the evil." So it's the word rend, because guys, they're just showing through their love, but in a false way, which is the outer of the cup, the way they look, and that's easy to fake. But what you can't fake is the inside, your heart, your intentions. So let me see here. Let me get the Blue Letter Bible.
Again, that.
So Salaki. So when they see it says not your garments, right? They're tearing up their garments. They're showing like they're Israelite through the outer, like what they wear. Right. They might have, like they say, they're the filthy garments.
Filthy rags. Oh, we're
filthy rags.
Filthy rags.
They're filthy rags. That doesn't make you close to Yahweh Shai. That doesn't make you clean.
That makes them close to the law, to death and sin.
Right. And let me see. I'll bring it. Go ahead, bro.
Right. Without Yahweh Shai, the filthy rags. But see, and it's heavy because I was going to go into that as well. Matter of fact, I'll just get it right now. Revelation This is Revelation chapter 19 and 8. It says, and to her was granted that she should be arrayed in fine linen, clean and white, for the fine linen is the righteousness of saints. And our righteousness is not of ourselves. We're not going about to establish our own righteousness, but our righteousness is of Yahushua. That's made us whole and clean. So when you're really, really in the new covenant, you no longer have any filthy garments. And this goes into the prophecy of the angel standing by Zerubbabel, you know, giving him a change of raiment, you know. Revelation 19 and 14. And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses, clothed in fine linen, white and clean. So it's funny how, you know, the Edomites be like, oh, we're white people, they're white. See, they took that white, but really they're not white, they're red. And really they're not red, they're black. But we're the white people. So like we're putting on as the elect bowels of mercy and grace, and actually having true love, because love is not really a word, it's an action, actually doing something. And the Lord said, you are my disciples if you do whatever I command you to do. You see, so fine linen is what we have, which is Yahushua, which is what we're putting on. And actually defending our brother, dying for our brother, standing up for our brother. Exodus 2 and 11. And it came to pass in those days when Moses was grown, that he went out unto his brethren and looked on their burdens. See, the thing is about the true elect is that they're going to have a heart to have compassion and pity on our people. They're not going to think about themselves or do things just for themselves. So really, when guys talking about like just being just being a normal guy in this world, in this establishment, and pay your bills and and not do anything, don't believe anything, you can't go anywhere, they're selfish. All they care about is themselves, and they're trying to keep you suppressed. Like, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. But the Lord is like, I want you to do that, I want you to do this. Someone do it. Someone, where, who? You see? And looked on their burdens, and he spied an Egyptian smiting in Hebrew, one of his brethren. And he looked this way and that way, and when he saw that there was no man, he slew the Egyptian and hid him in the sand. And when he went out the second day, behold, 2 men of the Hebrews strove together, and he said to him that did the wrong, wherefore smidst thou thy fellow? And he said, who made thee a prince and a judge over us? Intendest thou to kill me as thou killest the Egyptian? And Moses feared and said, surely this thing is known. So Moses, he escaped, because that's a part of the law. If a man slay a man, he has to basically be a refugee and run away. So it's like in the spirit, we're destroying the wicked in the spirit. So it's like we can't be here for much longer. So Lord, he's gathering us, you see, from the four corners of the earth. He's opening doors for us. He's bringing more blessings for us in this present time. See, the wait is really over, and everything's happening quicker and quicker. It says, verse 15, now when the Pharaoh heard this thing, he sought to slay Moses, but Moses fled from the face of Pharaoh and dwelt in the land of Midian, and he sat down by a well. You see that? Now the priests of Midian had 7 daughters, and they came and drew water and filled the troughs to water their father's flock. And the shepherds came and drove them away, but Moses stood up and helped them and watered their flock, right? So he went to a different land. You see? Micah 2 and 10. I'm going to bring it to the brother. Micah 2 and 10. Arise. Let me start verse 8. Let me start verse 7. It says, O thou that art named the house of Jacob, is the spirit of the Lord straitened? Are these his doings? Do not my words do good to him that walketh uprightly? Heavy. Even of late my people is risen up as an enemy, yea, pull off the robe with the garment from them that pass by securely as men averse from war. That fine linen of the righteousness of faith, they try to pull that off of us, but you can't. Try to make us naked like you and ashamed of the gospel or the Lord's doing in our lives, the blessings. The women of my people have ye cast out. Whoo! The women of my people have ye cast out from their pleasant houses. From their children have ye taken away my glory forever. Arise and depart, for this is not your rest. Because it is polluted, it shall destroy you even with a sore destruction. Let me just get a word for polluted. See, guys are really like making their bet. They're comfortable here. And when you go into the comfortable, like a lukewarm, like a toad, like a frog, when you put it into warm water, it stays there. Turn the heat up to boiling, and then it dies and it doesn't go anywhere. Because it doesn't even know. Heavy. It says to be unclean. It says to profane God's name. Go ahead.
Psalms 97:1 says, the Lord reigneth, let the earth rejoice, let the multitude of isles be glad thereof. Clouds and darkness are round about him. Righteousness and judgment are the habitation of his throne. A fire goeth before him, and burneth up his enemies round about. And in that fire is the words that we're speaking out of our mouth, because we're the mouthpiece of the Lord. So when we bring out these scriptures and break it down, it is the Lord that's doing so through our mouth. And that gives us energy. That gives us basically power over the world. Verse 3 says, a fire goeth before him and burneth up his enemies round about. His lightnings enlightened the world. The earth saw and trembled. The hills melted like the wax at the presence of the Lord. Right? The hills, right? The hills, everything that make themselves exalted, the government, and even these camps, they're all melting.
Yeah.
It says,
in the valleys are being made mountains. The lowly,
heavy,
us, we're
right.
becoming mountains. You're right.
The hills melted like the wax at the presence of the Lord, at the presence of the Lord of the whole earth. The heavens declare his righteousness, and all the people see his glory. Confounded be all they that serve graven images, that boast themselves of idols,
Heavy.
and worship him, all ye gods.
Heavy. Confounded are all
Right.
those that worship idols.
Zion heard and was glad. The daughters of Judah rejoiced because of thy judgments, O Lord. For thou, Lord, art high above all the earth. Thou art exalted far above all gods.
Heavy.
Yea, that love the Lord hate evil. There it is. So if you hate evil, right, you love the Lord. You're not gonna be focused on what the evil is doing and just bringing and learning about evil and wickedness, so that you can make YouTube videos about it. Screw that, you know. Forget that shit. Focus on righteousness and bring out righteous fruit.
Wash your brainwash with what? Yahushai and life and faith and belief.
Right. Let the wicked be wicked still. You don't gotta break down how the wicked are
being
wicked
wicked,
and
right.
what they do.
How they do
they're
what they
wicked.
do.
That's it. Period. There's no more.
Cut them off and
Speaking of,
live.
You don't gotta bring out all the names and so much waste of time. You're wasting your time. Bring out what the sheep needs to hear and consume. It says, yea, that love the Lord hate evil. He preserveth the souls of his saints. He delivereth them out of the hand of the wicked. Light is sown for the righteous, and gladness for the upright in heart. Rejoice in the Lord, ye righteous, and give thanks at the remembrance of his holiness. So if your focus is to serve the Lord and please the Lord, you need to find out how. You see, not find out how to make the Lord angry. There's no point of you learning how to be wicked if you want to be righteous. Focus on what the Lord wants you to do, not what he doesn't want you to do.
Right. And the Lord said the knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom. So wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time. So if you don't have the wisdom and knowledge of Yahushai, then you're falling right now. You're falling down. You're falling away from this first love. And like the brother brought out, confounded are all those that put their trust in idols. Whatever you put before the Lord or give your attention to or your mind to. Isaiah 9:6 says, for unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder. And his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, the Mighty Power, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. So government goes into mind control. So Lord, he's controlling the elect's minds. We're that government rising up. You see? Zechariah 3:3. Now Joshua was clothed with filthy garments, right? At a certain point, we were clothed with filthy garments. We were the filthy rags too, when we weren't enlightened by the new covenant, and also the depths of Satan, and how real this thing really is, how serious this is, how many false brethren there really are, even within the new covenant. So it says, Joshua was clothed with filthy garments and stood before the angel. And he answered and spake unto those that stood before him, saying, take away the filthy garments from him. Right, take away the old covenant. Take away the old man. Take away that, oh, it ain't time for this, it ain't time for that spirit. Or it's gonna, or this salvation and this power and this glory of the gospel is gonna pass by you. You're not even gonna be aware of it, and because you guys are in a sunken place, and we're trying to, we have our hand out trying to lift, save some out the fire, but guys are lukewarm like the toad. Says, and unto him he said, behold, I have caused thine iniquity to pass from thee, and I'll clothe thee with a change of raiment. So the twinkling of an eye is already being done. But guys, eye ain't single, so they don't see that. They don't have the twinkling of an eye. The change that's happening with us right now, it's happening very rapidly. The Lord said he fulfilling a long time in a short time was found worthy before the Lord, and the Lord took him away. So the same thing's happening with us right now. And the wicked are perplexed by us. They can't figure us out. They can't control us, man. They can't bind us. They can't bind us and waste our goods. Like the Lord said, in order to waste a man's good, you need to bind the strong man first.
What was that?
Which one? The one I just read? Yeah. Zechariah 3.
All right, let me back you up, because you said
right.
Twinkling of the eye.
Yeah.
It said that there?
I said change of raiment.
Okay, look at this.
That's what's
1 Corinthians 15:51. Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep.
All sleep. Guys is sleeping, and like the Lord is awakening. We're awake.
Right. And if you're sleeping, how are you going to see the mystery?
The light and the light shining in the darkness.
Right. All they see is a dream. They're just dreaming.
Dreams lift up fools.
Right. Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump. The last trump. This is it. For the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible.
Right.
And we shall be changed.
We shall be changed. So who's the dead? Who's the dead? Read that part again. The dead shall.
The dead shall be
raised first.
Raised incorruptible.
Right. So we died already, so we know that we're being raised. Lord's raising us.
Dry bones.
Come up higher, my son. Why are you so low? You see?
It's incorruptible because we receive the breath.
The flesh is corruptible, the spirit isn't. And that's why we're getting blessed inside, and it's the blessings are appearing and manifesting outside, and guys don't know how to handle it because the whole time they've been dealing with the corruptible crown that's only for a moment and it's passing away now. But ours is just continuously rising.
Now, the reason why we're incorruptible is because we see that we're awake. We're not sleeping. We see people around us in the world, they're sleeping. They have no clue what's going on, and they're dreaming. You know, when a dream is what is a dream? It's basically it's deceiving. You think it's real, it's not real.
Because the Lord also said, if they be not sent from, in Ecclesiastes, if they be not sent from the Most High, don't set your heart upon it. But guys, they set their heart upon their vain dreams.
I remember I brought this point a long time ago, referring to the movie Sleeping Beauty with the apple.
Yes.
See, like, if you bite that wicked fruit, you're gonna go to sleep and you won't be able to wake up. And the only way the Sleeping Beauty got managed to wake up was the prince, the kiss.
Prince Yahushua, the kiss.
That's
and
love, right?
The Lord said, grace and mercy hath kissed each other. And the Lord said what? He'll have mercy upon whom he'll have mercy on.
Heavy.
This is a gift, man. You can't like, it doesn't matter if you work 100 hours overtime in the spirit or doing videos and stuff. Like if you're not chosen, we're not saved by works. We're not boasting in our works. We're boasting in the work that the Lord is doing to us and with us and through us.
Psalms 85:10 says, mercy and truth are met together. Righteousness and peace have kissed each other.
Right, because the Lord said, be not rebellious. So when you're at peace with someone, that means that you have nothing in your hand, you know, no deception. You're in peace. I come in peace. See, a lot of guys ain't coming in peace with Yahweh Shai. They have an idol. They have something behind their back or some shit. And the Spirit sees you guys.
I got something.
All right, go ahead.
Song of Solomon 1:1 says, the Song of Solomon, which is Solomon's, let him kiss me with the kisses of his mouth. For thy love,
wake me up, right? Wake me up.
yeah, for thy love is
Heavy.
better than wine.
Better than wine.
You see,
Better than wine.
because of the savor of thy good ointments. Thy name is as ointment poured forth. Therefore, do the virgins love thee?
Ooh, the virgins, those that are pure in their mind.
Draw me, we will run after thee. The king hath brought me into his chambers.
Right, draw me, we will run after thee. Not just running our mouth, but yeah, like moving places, man. Shit.
We
This
will
is
be
heavy.
glad and rejoice in thee. He will remember thy love more than wine.
Wow.
The upright love thee. I am black but comely. O ye daughters of Jerusalem, at the tents of Kedar and the curtains of Solomon.
Right, guys ain't bringing that out because they think, oh, the Song of Solomon doesn't matter. See, everything matters. Everything matters. Hey, Thanos asked Gamora when she was a little child, and he had that vision after he got the vision stone. Gamora was like, what did it cost you? Thanos was like, everything. See, like, we're like the 140 foot. Go ahead, Alex.
No, it's beautiful.
It's beautiful. It is beautiful. It's powerful.
That first love, you know, you can't seek another love other than the first love that showed you love.
Right.
Any other love is not the first. Is not the original.
Heavy. Let me bring this out real quick. John 14:2. In my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you I go to prepare a place for you. So just as Yahushua had to leave the bride, the woman, us, to go somewhere to get something better ready for us, now we're like following Yahushua's footsteps and doing that too. Like we're preparing a place, and we're, you know, helping our people with their faith and their belief, you know what I'm saying? By being the first fruits, and like the brother said, the first ones to like fulfill the love of God, to fulfill the prophecy and to fulfill the scriptures, and have trust. See, like you can't have a lover, you can't be in love unless you trust someone. Like trust is very important, and trust is very hard to build, but it can be broken in 1 second. Trust. You see, so you have to trust the Lord and not man. Don't put your confidence in man. Psalms 25 in verse 5. Lead me in thy truth and teach me. Thou art my power of my salvation. On thee do I wait all the day. And the Lord said, let me get this. 2nd Ezra 16 in verse 72. I'm going to close off with this. The water hot. It says, because this is not our house, man. We seek a kingdom. We seek a house wherein dwelleth righteousness. So we're as pilgrims. We're strangers in the earth. You know, we're not. It's heavy, man. It says, for they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses, right? Then shall they be known who are my chosen. They shall be tried as gold in the fire. Hear, O ye my beloved, saith the Lord. Behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. Be ye not afraid, neither doubt. You see that? For God is your guide. See? The Lord is our guide. Verse 77, I'll just read down 76. And the guide of them who keep my commandments and precepts, saith the Lord power. Let not your sins weigh you down, and let not your iniquities lift up themselves. Woe be unto them that are bound with their sins, and covered with their iniquities, like a field is covered over with bushes, right? They can't get nowhere, they can't go nowhere, they can't do nothing, they're not strengthened by Yahushua and the word. The word isn't enough for them, heavy. Yahushua wasn't enough for them, and it's still not enough for them. It'll never be time for the false prophets, because they're out of time, heavy. And the path thereof covered with thorns, that no man may travel through. No man may travel through. It is left undressed, see, no change of raiment. It is cast into the fire to be consumed therewith. All praises, glory, honor, and fear, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Baharakah, Quadash, Ababa Ball. Hey, Shalom, and repent.